I don't even know where to start with you. I mean, do you even know who you're talking to?
I am heavy weapon.
Spies in the base.
This.
And now he's here to us.
What are you, president of his fan club?
No.
Team Fortress 2 probably doesn't need an introduction on what this game is, considering that it is nearly 18 years old, as to this day still holds up as the most well-known shooter game on the entire Steam platform. If you have been living under a rock, that is under a bridge, hiding in a loaf of bread that's about to be teleported, Team Fortress 2 released in 2007 as a first-person multiplayer shooter game from Valve, famous for its unique art style, characters with unique abilities, and the desire of not giving players what they want, but what they need. With 9 mercenaries to choose from, each with their own personalities, it came off super successful as these personalities really fit the characters really well. Heavy being the big heavy weapons guy with a big Russian accent who loves his guns dearly. Engineer, the Texas man. Feel like building something that could do the job for you? Use a gun. And if that don't work, use more gun. Scout, the Boston baseball quickster. Fast as hell, leave your enemies in the dust, and he is also sly with the ladies.
Both got buckets of chicken. You want to do it?
Okay.
I live for Team Fortress 2, as its beautiful community will never ever let this game die out, no matter what next big game comes out. So, with all that being introduced, I'm making this video as a love letter to the game by making my own mercenary. Now, I don't mean some add-on character with a terrible, tragic backstory. No, no, no. I'm putting the TF2 life into this character, as if he was in the game. So the steps are, what is it that he does that makes the player want to play as this character? Why do they act the way they do? How would they interact with the other mercenaries? And what special gun would Demo Man build them?
Question. What's your question, soldier?
To start out somewhere simple is the body shapes. Each character has one depicting who they are and how it suits them just fine. I sketched out my own here because I don't really need an image when I already know the game that well, and I tried to come up with a shape that just stands apart from the rest. I can't make them too tall because they're similar to Sniper, and I can't make them too narrow and blinding looking like Soldier, and I can't make them too mysterious like Spy, until eventually I got a shape that worked. And this works very well for any character making. Disney uses it a lot for their character development. So once you got a shape that stands out with its personality, time to give them more character, their attack method, and then, eventually, a gun.
Rather refreshing. Now today's topic. The creation of suicide bombers and mass shooters.
Now, I went through a lot of TF2 lore to try and counter this by making some sort of side quest of a character or like a side DLC to this comic. I tried to personalize his own side of the story through a comic. And yeah, there is an actual comic I'm working on for this guy. So, if this video does really well and I see you guys begging in the comments for the comic of this guy, I'll think of something. But just who are we talking about exactly? Well then, here's the intro card. Meet the Bobby. I am aware this is already a hat in TF2 in the store to get a Bobby hat, but that's not the point. Bobby is from London, raised there. He's blamed for causing the London fog for some reason, and he's also a slight emo. He invented the haircut all by himself, you know, and I'm not gonna tell you too much, but when it comes to fighting, oh buddy, you're gonna wish he was on your team. Now let's get some things clear here. I am not a gun expert, nor do I know every single gun in TF2. But even if I do make a similar weapon that's 1 in a million people that can get that specific gun, I just went with one that felt more original at best that suits him just fine. That being, this one. With the blade at the end, and it has a purpose in battle, that being, every mercenary you play as in TF2, you never want to be up close when you're attacking.
You're making this so easy. Hey?
And this gun just fits the part as I customized this gun to have 6 rounds of shotgun ammo. Because let's get something clear here. Cramming 8 explosives into a grenade launcher for Demo Man is kinda ridiculous, as of Scout, who also has 6 rounds in a double barrel shotgun. Now I tried my best not to make it too similar to how Sniper uses his gun, while trying my best not to make it into a single shotgun itself. It seems like something Bobby would want to handle. As for his secondary gun to switch to, who doesn't like shooting like crazy? So like Sniper's SMG, I gave Bobby an M3A1 Vietnam machine gun, or, in other words for its calling, a grease gun. It really fits the part as for the timeline of the game. As for his melee weapon, I wanted to give him an umbrella as a melee weapon because it just suits him just fine for the whole London rain vibe for him. Now this was inspired by the 10th class member that was scrapped called the Civilian. There isn't a lot to explain here about the Civilian, as he was, you know, a scrap design. But his iconic look with him with the umbrella as a melee weapon, it really switched my mind back and forth giving Bobby the umbrella a lot. Or just giving Bobby the traditional club that all Bobbies have. But with the way Bobby might be portrayed by the way he might handle it, it just compares him too much to Scout. But either way it works. Now, what makes him more special than a certain way he attacks? It was pretty simple to come up with a certain attack for him. Spy, for example, has the ability to blend in with the enemy team. Demo Man's Demo Night ability. Medic's Ubercharge ability. Pyro's Air Blast. Now, for Bobby, what he can do that's interesting is focused on how players can lack using their melee weapons most of the time in battle. What Bobby can do is run up behind enemies from behind and pin them like how a cop or a Bobby would handle individuals, giving the player or enemy the restriction to move, as Bobby can hold them down for any nearby snipers to take the final shot, or anybody nearby to deliver the attack to them.
Thanks for standing still, wanker.
But if the enemy is fast enough to pull out their melee weapon, they can whack Bobby off their back with 3 simple blows. But with that sort of attack to a class, I was like, dang, now I really want to play as Bobby. Taunts. Yes. If I had to make up a taunt for Bobby's design as a cop while following the quirkiness of Team Fortress 2, I'd make one where Bobby blows a whistle in the middle of the battlefield to stop the opposite team. Let the other teammates go by, then let the enemy proceed their attack like a traffic cop. Now, scrapped ideas I had for Bobby was the ability to blend in and outsmart the enemy's attacks by blending in with smoke bombs, which the attack for Bobby is called London Fog. Get it? You get it? It's a pun. You know London? That place? This place here? Yeah, here? London Fog? You paying attention? Anyways, this attack would send out a smoke screen blinding the enemy from seeing. But this might be the same struggle for your teammates as, well, Pyro could just air blast the smoke away. Yep, it had to go. Before we wrap up here, here's some concept art I did for Bobby. I don't have a 3D model yet of Bobby, so comment down below of what you want to see next. He'll probably be added to Team Fortress 2 by the time Half-Life 3 comes out.
I know where you live.
So, in conclusion, can TF2 work with Bobby being added to the game in any sort of way? Well, for me, sort of. He may be interesting, he has a cool ability, but Team Fortress 2 is a gem by the way the game is. We don't need more mercenaries to rewrite what is already written so beautifully. Maybe Bobby could work as a VIP mercenary for players. I don't know. Either way, nothing can change this game in the slightest for how great and fantastic Team Fortress 2 is and always will be. I know this video was a little short, but my planned videos are on the way. If you have any fan art, which people struggle to send me, please send it here on my Instagram. Who knows, maybe it could be featured in another video, or even a future project. Anyways, thanks for watching. Like and share so we can kick the stupid YouTube algorithm butt. And remember, leave a comment below, and again, thanks for watching. Now I'm gonna play some Team Fortress 2!